For today's video, pag-usapan natin kung ano nga ba ang top reasons why you need to study in Canada this year, 2021. Hi guys! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Katherine and I'm here to give you some tips and insights on how to become an international student in Canada. Keep on watching and I hope na may matutunan kayo today from me. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share this link to your friends kung sila ay gusto nilang mag-aral din sa Canada. Number 1, government support. During this time of pandemic and with the ongoing COVID situation, ang government ni Canada ay hindi nagkulang sa ating mga international students. So may mga extensions and naging flexible si Canada with the international students dun sa mga benefits and opportunities nila for them. As a student in Canada, you are allowed to work more than 20 hours per week during an academic session. However, during this time of pandemic, if your work is in an essential service or function, you can work more than 20 hours per week as stated in this news from Canada.ca. Other than that, if naapektuhan ka during the pandemic, nawalan ka ng work while on your PGWP or yung work permit, you are allowed to extend your work permit during this time. So guys, kitang-kita nyo naman how the Canadian government was able to extend their help to international students during this time of COVID. And it's one thing to consider when you want to go to a place or a country where you know the government is going to support you even if you are not a citizen yet. Second reason ay it's easy to apply. When you're applying as a student in Canada, you don't need a face-to-face interview. Everything can be done online. You only need to submit your document, prepare a statement of purpose where you are going to state bakit mo nga ba kailangan mag-aral in Canada. So, yun lang yun guys. They also introduced a 2-stage approval. Kung hindi ka pa maka-biometrics, hindi ka pa makapag-medical due to the lockdown or restrictions in your area, they can approve your visa application even if you don't have it yet. And you can start your online class even if you don't have your visa. Diba? Our 8th reason is compared to other countries for study abroad destinations such as the UK, Australia, and the US, Canada has still one of the most affordable tuition fees offered to international students. As you can see in this graph, mas mababa pa rin talaga ang tuition fee in Canada. So we are partner with these schools who are offering low-cost tuition fees. If you want to apply to these schools, you can just send me an email or message or comment down below and I will help you apply to these schools. 7th reason to study in Canada, they waived IELTS for school application. So Philippines is considered globally as an English-speaking country. So itong mga institutions in Canada nare-recognize nila ang Philippines. So when you're applying for your student application, you don't need to submit an IELTS. Kasi yung iba medyo nai-intimidate sila mag-take ng IELTS and nahihirapan din sila mag-take ng IELTS. So, mas gusto nila talaga yung walang IELTS na school. So, we have various schools who are waiving IELTS for Filipino students. They only require certificate of English as the medium of instruction from your previous school dito sa Philippines. So, I think I still haven't made a video for IELTS waived school, so I'll do that later on, or you can always send me a message. The next reason why we should study in Canada is that you can work part-time while you are studying. Yes, so inaalaw ni Canada ang mag-aral ang mga international students for 20 hours per week kapag may pasok ka. So, on top of this 20 hours per week off campus, ito yung pwede kang mag-work in a coffee shops or in a restaurants, cafes, and stuff like that. So, basta yung hindi sa loob ng campus. On top of the 20 hours, you can also work inside the campus for 12 hours per week. So, you can work 32 hours in a week if there is availability of jobs inside the campus. And also, sometimes programs offered by the schools are required to take co-op. So, co-op is like an internship or OJT dito sa atin sa Philippines. So, these co-ops are paid but not we cannot guarantee na yung mapapasukan mo talaga ay mababayaran ka. However, since co-op is mandatory, then some Canadian companies are paying the students when they do their co-op. So during academic sessions, you can work 20 hours per week off campus, while during semestral breaks or holiday breaks, ito yung mga Christmas vacations or summer holidays or summer breaks, you can work 40 hours per week. So it's a really good reason why a lot of international students or aspiring international students are attracted to study in Canada because of working while studying. Number 4 reason is the postgraduate work permit. So Canada offers or gives international students the chance to stay in Canada for the next 1 year or next 3 years after you finish your program. So ito yung tinatawag na postgraduate work permit. From student permit, magta-transition ka to work permit once you finish your program. If you are taking a 1-year program, you are entitled to have 1-year postgraduate work permit. If you are taking a 2-year program, you are entitled for 3 years postgraduate work permit. Yung 1-year program, usually these are the college certificates or graduate certificates offered for 1 year, while yung 2-year program, usually these are the college diplomas and postgraduate diplomas. It's either you take a 1-year program or 2-year programs, or you can do a 1+1 program. I will discuss this 1+1 program later on in detail. So it's going to be a separate video kasi medyo mahaba-habang discussion. But basically, one of the many reasons why maraming gustong mag-aral sa Canada is because of this work permit. Imagine, mag-aaral ka lang for 1 year and then pwede ka nang maghanap ng trabaho in the next 1 year without worrying na, shit, mapapauwi na ako. So, alam niyo yun. Or, kung 2-year program man yan, pwede ka pang magstay in Canada for another 3 years. So, you are in Canada for the next 5 years. This is your time to apply for your permanent residency. Number 3 reason I think is not discussed by many, and I want to discuss this here, kung bakit maganda rin mag-aral in Canada, is because there is a low risk of losing your investments. Syempre, education is an investment and hindi murang halaga ng pera ang ilalabas mo when applying. So, tuition fees range between 400,000 to 700,000 and you are required to pay either 1 semester tuition fee or 1-year tuition fee. So, in case na-refuse ka, ano nang mangyayari dun sa binayad mo, diba? So, in Canada, these schools, they have a refund policy in case of visa refusal. They will give full refund of the tuition fee that you paid in case of visa refusal. They will only deduct, I think, mga $400 Canadian or $200 Canadian for the processing fees or admin fees. So, if in case na-refuse yung visa mo and you want to withdraw your application due to visa refusal kasi nagalaw na yung pera for the show money or various reasons na kung bakit hindi na matuloy yung application mo. So, what they will do is refund yung pera mo. O, diba? So, parang hindi na wala yung pera mo. Another thing is, let's say, for example, at this time, hindi pa rin lumalabas yung visa decision mo or na-refuse yung visa mo. So, either of the two things. Ang gagawin mo lang ay i-move mo lang or i-defer yung application mo to the next available intake. So, i-move lang nila yung pera mo sa kabila or dun sa next available intake. So, andun pa rin siya. Naka-reserve pa rin yung seat or yung slot mo for the next available intake. So, walang nawawalang pera sa'yo. Siyempre, ang babayaran mo lang ulit ay yung visa application fee for reapplication. Another thing, in case of visa refusal, you can apply or reapply as early as 2 weeks. Yes, you don't need to wait for another 6 months, unlike in other countries for reapplication. Ano lang ulit, gawin lang ulit natin yung process for visa application. Kompleto na yung documents mo, so dadagdagan lang natin yan ng ibang documents. So, ganun lang siya kadali. You don't need to wait for another 6 months. So, you can reapply as much as you can when in case of visa refusal. But of course, hindi yun yung aim natin. Aim natin is to get approved on the first application. However, we cannot guarantee as an agent or as your counselor, we still cannot guarantee 100% visa approval because this approval or this decision still depends on the IRCC or yung immigration officer that is deciding on your application. We are only here to guide you and assist you all throughout the process because applying as a student or applying for a visa application is a highly individual case. When I say highly individual case, it varies from one person to another. So this is why as an agent, we do assessment first and we will recommend the right program for you. And we also help you write your study plan without giving you the headache or, i-ease yung burden or yung worry mo na tama ba yung mga sinusulat ko. Because counselors or we already handle a lot of different students. So, alam na namin yung mga cases na ganyan or alam na namin kung paano siya isusulat. Let's move on to second reason why you should study in Canada. Ito na yung pinaka gusto ng lahat. Bakit gusto talaga nilang mag-aral in Canada? That is because every province in Canada has their own PR program. So, meron dyan yung RNIP, OINP, AIPP. So, iba-iba yon per province. So, iba-iba rin siya ng qualifications. Pero, they are almost the same. I cannot discuss this in detail because I am not an immigration officer. So, I can only give you a brief background about it. Why taking the study pathway instead of doing like express entry. Kasi kapag ka mag-a-apply ka as permanent residency, meron dong points for Canadian education qualification, something like that. So, syempre, once na nag-apply ka, na-tick mo na yung requirement na yun or mas mataas yung points mo kasi meron ka ng Canadian qualification. And also with the rest of the benefits I've mentioned earlier, mas maganda yung opportunity when you are going to Canada as an international student. We also have schools that are located in these areas that are offering these PR programs. There is the Sioux College, Cambrian College, Confederation College, Northern Lights College, and a lot more. So, maraming programs, especially in the Atlantic areas. I think medyo na-attract talaga yung mga students in Atlantic region. So, we have there New Brunswick, CNA, and marami because like what I said, these provinces offers their own PR program. So, lahat naman yan, kahit nasang lugar ka pa sa Canada, meron silang PR program. So, hindi lang siya yung AIPP or RNIP. So, marami silang program. So, huwag kayong mag-alala kung hindi man doon yung area ng school na gusto nyong pasukan. And the number one reason why students are attracted to study in Canada is because they can bring their dependents. Yes, so even if you are an international student, you can bring your dependents with you. So when I say dependent or when we say dependency, dependent ay kinoconsider na asawa, common law partner, and yung mga anak. So if you are 18 years old and above, ito na yung kinoconsider na dependents mo, yung own family mo na. So, hindi included dyan ang parents, siblings, grandparents, and mga titos and titas. So, hindi sila kasali as your dependents. So, yung immediate family mo, your own family. So, you can bring your dependents with you. Additional lang dyan ay yung pagsusulat ng statement of purpose. Again, when writing your statement of purpose, you need to establish why is there a need for you to bring your dependents while studying in Canada. So, yan. Isa yan sa kailangan mong sagutin and kailangan mong mapatunayan na after mong mag-aral kasama ng iyong buong pamilya, uuwi din kayo ng Pilipinas. Aside from that, you also need to provide additional proof of financial capacity for your family in Canada. So, if you want to know more about how you can bring your dependents and what are the other requirements when bringing your dependents, you can always send me a message. However, we do charge processing fees for these dependents. Doon lang kami sa student nagbibigay ng no processing fee policy. And there you have it, guys. I hope you learned something from me today and I was able to help you with your student application journey, and you look forward to being an international student in Canada. If you need assistance and if you want an assessment before applying, you can always contact me on my email down below. Our link to our Facebook page is also written there in the description box. You can always comment your questions and I will try to answer them right away. Thank you so much for watching and see you guys next time.